turn off the lights.
Hey everyone, Random Randy here. This is going to be another episode of what I'm going to call Craft Room Clutter Confessional. So, if you've watched the channel for any amount of time, or if you're new to the channel, about every 6 months or so, I get sick and tired of everything building up in piles, and nothing I do seems to eliminate the piles for long. They tend to replicate like rabbits. I'm not quite sure why. But I have been pondering on the furniture that I have, and I think I have found a more efficient way to rearrange my craft room. So I'm going to show you what I got right now, and then I'm going to set this up and time warp through putting everything where its new home will be for now until I get sick of it and bored with it. Alright, so walking in, I have already taken out the red saucer chair that the kids like to sit in while they're in here. This is the giant box of fiberfill that I have to find somewhere to put it. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those zipper blanket bags to separate it and compress it in, and since I opened it, it has exploded and will not squish back down. So all this stuff in the corner is going to stay where it is, and I'm going to be moving the junk in front of it so that I can get to it again. Mr. Nurgle Kitty is not going to be happy with this new arrangement because he'll have to find a different spot to lay, but I have ideas for that. So here is my current sewing table that very rarely gets used, primarily because it tends to be covered in stuff. As you can see, some of that stuff is also kid toys because I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and that's what happens. The bookshelf and the yarn shelf are going to stay where they are. Pretty much all I'm going to be moving are this giant table covered in and concealing beneath it many, many sins and shames. And the sewing table. I'm going to be attempting to put them together here in this space in the center, and if that seems like it doesn't quite work out the way I'm thinking it will, and I have measured everything and measured my space and it should work, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to like it. But if it doesn't work, I have another plan that involves moving these 2 stacks of things to move the sewing table over yonder and put those stacks of things here instead. We will see how it goes. Alright, so long story short, the way that I had planned to set it up did not work. So I went and got the small table back out of storage and put the biggity big table back away. So things are mostly-ish arranged now. There's still some paper clutter, but that's easy enough to take care of, all things considered. So I'm going to show you what I got, and now I have 2 different yarn-ish locations that I can film from, on top of having 2 accessible workspaces that I can slide back and forth between. Alright, so here we go. Ended up putting the sewing table back in the spot because it just worked best there. There was not enough room for me to comfortably move into and out of the chair. So now I have this big open space so I can get to all of the yarn and my books again. And I can actually get to all of the stuff I have stored under the table. I cleared most of the stuff off of this shelf, and now I have some space to put books and such, and things that I'm working on. And yes, those are VHS tapes sitting on that bottom shelf there. So there is an old bookcase that we used to use for the kids. Now we have a better one, and this has been sitting out in our carport, so I had to clean it up quite a bit, and it's junk particle board, so the paper board on the back is pretty much destroyed, but who cares? It's still a functional shelf. Works for me. And this is where I'll probably be filming most of the time. I can actually set the camera right here on this table, and I still have enough space on this table that I'll be able to actually film tutorials. And it will be so much easier to do that now that I have things set up this way. Because I've really just been wanting to do tutorials so badly. But yeah, so I can sit there with my computer. I can sit there. I can just put it on my lap desk and sit right there in front of the yarn if I want to. So all around, fairly pleased with this move, but with me being me, we shall see how long it lasts.